Okay, so we're having a look at the the new percentage rule that I came up with in another video. If you haven't watched it, I implore you to go check it out, because I sort of explained how, rather than doing 68, 97, 95%, that we could just use a percentage to represent each of these values, rather than work out areas, I guess. And I think this way is a lot more intuitive, so I'll give it a go and I'll show you how. I might just readjust that camera so it's a little bit lower and you can see a little bit better. Alright, so I've invented my own question. Then pretend the question said something like this: the average result of a test was 65% with a standard deviation of 8%. Now I've been asked to find the middle 68% of the data, right? I've been asked to find, that's probably a bad question. That's okay. We'll say what range is the middle 68% between, what percentage is less than 81%, and what percentage got less than 41. I might get rid of the percentage signs just to make it a little less confusing. Alright, so pretend it was out of 100. Okay. So if I'm looking for the middle 68% of the data, I know that from the work that we've done in class that the 68% of the data lies between 1 and 2 standard deviations, right? And I can see that by adding 34 and 34 together. Right, so that's that middle 68%. So if I'm looking for the range that this is between, I know it's 1 standard deviation less, I'm going to do this, 1 standard deviation less and 1 standard deviation above, and it will lie somewhere within that range. So we have 65 minus 8 and 65 plus 8, which will give us 57 and 73. Alright, so I know that 68% of the data lies between those values here. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. But these next two questions are more why I drew this up. So if we're asked to find what percentage of the data is less than 81, all right, I know that my mean is 65. If I want to get to 81, I'm just going to plus standard deviations until I get there. So plus 8 is 73, so that's 1. 73 plus 8 equals 81, so that's 2 standard deviations above. Okay, so from the mean, I'm looking, so that's 73, that's 81, and I want to find what percentage is less than 81, so everything back this way. Now previously we used to do a bunch of working out and I would say cut the data in half and blah 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 blah. We don't have to do that anymore because I've come up with this percentage bell curve, I guess. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add up all these percentages all the way back to here, and it'll give us our answer. So we have 13.5, which is this section here, plus 34, plus 34 for those two, plus 13.5, plus 2.35, plus 0.15. And you can punch that whole thing into your CAS and it will spit out the answer. I'm just going to do it quickly, I'll try to. That's 68, 95, 97, 97.5. Right, so I can say that 97.5% of the data is less than 81. And that makes sense as well. When you look here, above it I've got 2.35 plus 0.15 is 2.5. So the other 2.5% of the data is above it. So I think that makes a lot of sense. We'll do another one just so you get the hang of it. So again, let me refocus this. Looks a bit off. We'll keep that in frame. Okay. So again, I've got another question asked to find the percentage that is greater than 41. So I'm going to do what I did last time and keep, this time I'm going to minus standard deviations away because this is less than the mean. We've got 65 minus 8 is 57, that's 1. Minus 8 again is 49, that's 2. Minus 8 again is 41, that's 3 standard deviations. So I'm going back 1, 2, 3. Alright, so this is 41 here. And I want to know the percentage that's greater than that. Now there are two ways I can do it. I'll show you both ways. I think the quickest way is to say the total amount of data is 100%, right? I'm going to subtract away the little bit of data that's left. So if I'm trying to find out this whole amount, and I know that this whole thing adds up to 100%, rather than add all them up individually, I'm just going to minus this away. So 100 minus 0.15 equals 99.85. Alright? Or, alternatively, if you think that that's not a great way to do it, we can add up all these percentages here. So you can do, starting from here, we've got 2.35 plus 13.5 plus 34 plus 34 plus 13.5 plus 2.35 plus 0.15. Alright, and you can add that up. You get 15.85 equal to 68 and 27 is 95. 95 is 99.7 plus that is 99.85. Alright. So either way you can do it. You can work out just based off adding and subtracting these percentage numbers. The real challenge is figuring out how many standard deviations above or below this is. Okay. But yeah, hopefully that helped you prepare for your test. I would recommend taking a copy of this. On the back of the page, so this page, I did a little proof for the previous video, and that's just a bigger version of what I would suggest that you put on your summary sheet if you think that this is a good way to figure out percentage rule. Okay, thanks.